Hello and welcome to Deadly Run series, a Pillars of Eternity 2 edition where we play on hardest difficulty setting with one and only life and see how far our adventures can take us. In Pillars of Eternity 2 this mode is known as Triple Crown. So let's select all three of those settings and let's get started. We'll skip the majority of the intro and roleplay to the fullest, treating it like we're living out the life of this character. After all, we only have one life.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
So here we are at the underworld. Let's see who is out there to meet us. Despite the difficulty, we'll be roleplaying to the fullest. We are this one character, it's just that he's an average Joe.
Sit. Please.
Hello there.
Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Our character is brash, loud and self-centered. Survival of the fittest suits him best.
Does everything appear to be in order? Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Berath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge.
A goddess of death then.
The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? You came to that tower seeking our aid. You prayed for help in reaching Theos, beyond the Court of Penitence, but would not pledge yourself to me.
The negotiations
Still,
didn't go as
a
planned.
pledge unmade stands fairer in this court than a pledge broken.
She places a card in the middle of the arrangement. A bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Otnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Eothas. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Eothas stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
Am I dead?
No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Then let's get on with it.
Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
No, a person like me doesn't forget himself. We are coastal male Aumaua. We are from an ancient civilization of Rautai and as such fancy ourselves a warrior. Disciplined barrage will help us improve our accuracy. It's one of the most important considerations considering the penalties in this difficulty. We are also a ranger, having kept some of our more nature-attuned origin. Hunting is crucial in food-scarce lands of the Rautai kingdom. But as I've said, we are still nature-attuned. Think the ancient Eastern Empire of Khmer, who thinks they're a little bit more civilized than anyone else. That's the kind of attitude we're taking here. We are a brawny, healthy, fit kind of individual, unexceptional in our physical attributes, but fit nonetheless. While sharp and observant, we are not particularly intelligent, and as such, lack subtlety in bringing attention to things that are better left unsaid. We are strong, willful, laugh often and loudly. We are a martial Rautai, which lands us in the nobility. The Rautai kingdom is technologically advanced, and our skill in firearms reflects this. We are hunters and soldiers in the age of gunpowder. We also use a spear, something perhaps closer to our roots, but a very rudimentary and effective weapon. And that's us. A man who laughs hard and fights hard. While that goes well with our more aristocratic nature, we are here after skipping through cosmetization. Rautai sounds like a solid name, don't you think? Here are our stats and abilities. All around solid, really. We'll have a bit more deflection than a usual range character, but our area effect leaves something to be desired, so we'll have to play with that in mind. Constant recovery keeps us alive by regenerating our hit points, and all other abilities are focused on accuracy. The arquebus has aim shot, which helps us somewhat, and the spear can be wielded one-handed, which increases its accuracy as well. The spear is mostly for flavor reasons here.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you. To open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world.
And we will certainly try to do our best.
Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
We now look like ourselves, and it's time to make that painless transition into the living world. As you do, hop on, Cantor.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cadnua.
Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby.
That's the bad guy that we are meant to destroy. We skipped over the intro, but he possessed a statue and started wrecking things.
It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire Archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortunes brewing topside, Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
Thanks, I'll take it from here. Let's take out our arms and deal with these pirates.
Alright, now make some use of it.
We have our arquebus and a spear, which will definitely see some use. The armor is a bit of a decision to make. The chainmail protects us more, but makes it harder for us to shoot. which is kind of the main point of our character, so we'll switch it off.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
I've changed the graphic settings here, as you can see, but we won't be able to avoid all the lag in the upcoming battle, so bear with me.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in a storm? I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
Yes, as you can see, it lags some because of those effects. Sorry about that.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
That's not much of an improvement, to be fair. Let's pick a matching response.
Always like that one. Sometimes I like to wiggle the finger like it's tickling.
Oh, I like your spirit. But that won't spare you none. Listen up, mates. I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
Yes, the lag is quite bad here. Just focus on my voice. I promise you this is the only part where it's like that. This isn't the most challenging fight, but it's still tough given the difficulty. We can't really die here, but we can lose some of our crew, so we need to take it slowly and do our best. We'll definitely at least fire at first and make sure we are aiming. It's very useful to check how you roll. It gives you an idea of how outmatched you are and whether you should use in the current strategy. Between our accuracy and the enemy's defenses, we'll be struggling with a -5 to hit a little bit. Switching to a spear not only helps our accuracy, it also avoids very large loading time of the arquebus. Looking over the battlefield, there are certainly parts in which we aren't doing so well. I've deliberated using Discipline Barrage here, but decided against it. And somewhere along the way I ended up taking quite a nasty hit, so we'll be using Second Wind to heal ourselves. I'm often too reluctant to spend my abilities, but that's what they're here for. I've used the Terrify skill, but it's rather difficult to infer exactly what it does. And now I feel in trouble as to where I need to use the Discipline Barrage. Yet somehow, we win. You defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to the rocky shore. The crew works quickly, but the ship is listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles towards you. It misses you, but knocks out Chitopek out of his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitopek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. Cries out for help. The crate is ready to plunge overboard. We'll be diving after the crate. We really do need every little edge. I think in the moment it wouldn't be seen as dilemma between the two, and Rautai would definitely die for his grade. It's quite obvious to the player you being asked to make a choice, but I think in the moment it would be a split-second decision. And of course, we crash. Well, we should have known we only got the ship to be shipwrecked. That's how every good campaign starts.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
I think we did get knocked out in that fight.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there. So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
What happened?
Ran aground, looks like. Statue headed inland. Guess he had business here. Or he needed directions.
I do sense a few survivors close by. The rest. You could give them guidance, but they are beyond any other help. That is, assuming this experience has not diminished your abilities as a watcher. If you can see the souls of our dead and speak to them, it would be a great comfort.
The view's better than I would have thought. We better go see if they're all right.
Any help here, Bareth?
I'd shout for Aethys, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over.
What do we do now?
It is your decision, but Aethys still holds a piece of your soul. He was moving inland last I saw of him. I rather think he will have been hard to miss.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
It turns out the gods are too dumb to know what Aethys is doing, so he sent me to figure it out.
Could be they're just not dumb enough to get in Aethys' way up here.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go. Edda joins the party as our first follower, and we need to decide what class is he going to be. Swashbuckler is certainly tempting, but we are a ranged character and we need someone up front. Fight is the responsible decision here. We've lost some health for some reason. So yes, it seems we do have a gaping wound on our character, which means we definitely got knocked out in that fight. Let's check out what is saved from the shipwreck. Some oils, a good start. Can never go wrong with some oils. And gloves that give us critical chance.
Yes? I shall. I'll handle this.
Not everyone made it, it seems. But I guess he won't be needing it.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
I'll take care of it. I'll handle this.
Oh, there's someone over here. Let's check them out.
Spy! Magran here! My flame burns yet! Is that ye?
It's the drunk from the ship.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next. Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
Even the gods can break me, Engrim.
Some others might think that blasphemy. But when Magran hears it, Captain, oh, she knows you're filled with a fire.
Can we go back on the ship now?
Shouldn't you be helping?
Oh, but I am, Captain. I pray for the dint to test ourselves anew against the pirates. We'll nae let them slip away a second time.
Any idea where should I start?
I heard some hollering by the Defiant. Worth spying on, just in case someone weren't cast from the deck onto the strand.
You're still drunk, aren't you?
Dry as kindling, Watcher.
Sure. Well, don't let Engrim be a bad influence while I'm gone.
That's unkind. You're the one decided to pluck this wean from the wild of Aer Glanfith. Blame that stone steward of yours for bringing the furry maid along.
Uncle Engrim, you promised me ale.
Later, sweetie. Uncle Engrim's thirsty too.
Yes?
Let's check out the Defiant for signs of more survivors.
Maybe time to wrangle a boar before the weakness of hunger sets in.
Boars are mean.
Aye, maid, but I'm hungrier than they are mean.
Hey, fancy seeing you here. I can't see much of anything really, apart from you. Just endless gray. What happened?
The ship ran aground. You died.
Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole. It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you.
Better have charged me with guiding souls to the afterlife. So I suppose you're my responsibility now?
Oh. Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
If you must.
Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that. Suey? Suey?
This borders not on much risk, but we still need to consider tactics. Flanking a creature gives us bonuses to our accuracy. Wasn't necessary this time, but there is a chance we could lose. A small margin perhaps, but we shouldn't take any chances.
Help! Somebody! Perco Blanca!
Yes, just wait till I loot all the boxes.
I'll handle that.
The Defiant is looking far worse for wear after its unexpected landfall. The hull is splintered in several places along the keel, while the tattered sails stand as evidence of your battle with the pirates. Looks like we're going to need to climb. Fortunately, Rautai is athletic enough, so let's do it ourselves, shall we? It seems we have succeeded. The ghost we can't do much for, so the prioritization is clear.
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought. It's my leg, Matiko. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Madiko, a Valiant curse. What happened?
I was a stubborn Postanaga. I was trying to fasten this mess down when we struck shore. Barrel rolled right over my leg.
Postanaga, a carrot, meaning an idiot.
Everything we've been through and I'm nearly done in by a cask of rum.
Have you seen anyone else?
Funny thing, it's hard to see much from the underside of a barrel.
Hang on, I'll carry you back down.
Quite romantic, Casita. I'll try not to hold it against you if you drop me.
I like her. Little by little, we're gathering all the survivors. Let's check back with that ghost.
Watcher, is that you? It is strange. I see nothing. A gray nothing. What happened? I remember the ship listing under our feet. Something struck me.
Who are you, spirit?
I am Chatupek. I was one of your crew. Do you not know me? We sailed from Deerwood to restore you. I fear I cannot help you any longer.
That's the guy we didn't save.
I thought the end would be different. You are a watcher. You would have been our captain. Tell me, where am I to go?
His demeanor of putting me first still is making me feel very uncomfortable and guilty right now.
I'll take this.
There must be other survivors out there.
Good news, Captain. I found some supplies must have washed ashore. Even better, I've located some spirits. The mundane kind, I mean. Nothing that requires your talents, Watcher.
I see what you're referring to.
One up north, near the cave. Could have been that stuffy goat Beodul. I cried out, but the storm was too loud.
Do you know anything about the island?
Catherine here. I ken that much. Means we're a sight better off than we could be. Course, it's surely pirate territory. They've a number of bolt holes out this way. I'd nae be surprised if that cave up north is one of them. Could be they lie in wait for us even as we speak.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
Another ball.
Onward!
Our weapon seems to be effective against boars at least. That was a nice shot. Of course, simply hitting them works too. Another nice thing we can do is to use Canter to set up for flanking. Canter isn't so strong herself, but the flanking is powerful. We were almost taken out, as you can see, so yes, even with single bores, we can't forget tactics.
I'll handle this.
Attacking head-on and watching the numbers roll will just not work this time. Not even against such single opponents. The injury is making things more difficult and we have used some of our abilities, so rest is very welcome here. Not to mention it can provide bonuses. Both Pork and Kelly gives us bonuses to damage, so it's really useful on anyone. Ale is also useful for soaking up damage, but you just can't go wrong with Pork.
Indeed.
This should make the running much easier.
I'll take care of this.
Let's check out that cave he mentioned.
Didn't think death would be so boring.
Must be down here.
I shall.
I guess we're not the first to head this way.
I would equip the torch for role-playing's sake, but it's really gimping us here.
I'll handle this. No! Fall back.
It's easy to forget, Eder has a longbow and knows how to use it. No reason not to take pot shots while they close in. These beetles aren't that easy to hit. Let's get ready to meet them and set up for flanking. It helps tremendously, as you can see. Not that this hit wouldn't have landed anyway. The accuracy is still somewhat shaky, so we have to keep setting up those flanks. Rautai is especially struggling to hit. But yes, it's all about the flank.
Careful. I see them.
Skeletons. It seems our arquebus just can't pierce through. But then, sometimes it does. This monstrosity is barely dented by our shots. It is easy to hit at least. Let's just try to flank it and hold firm. Let's not forget our shield to add deflection.
I'm on it.
That was a lucky hit. Another hit almost knocks out Cantor, but we are doing a lot of damage with the arquebus. I don't need to know what sound that is to move away.
Onward!
I didn't intentionally plan to lure them in like that, but I'll take it.
Yeah?
Of course. Charge!
There are skeletons equipped with pistols on this platform. Let's try to squeeze in behind this smelly line. Cantor took 2 big shots from those pistols. She's the primary target now, but there doesn't seem to be much we can do. Hopefully that helps and that we can get those 2 ranged guys before they get our front line. Let me skip some of the deliberating for you. We're just holding on, but the skeletons are now targeting Ether, and the arquebus seems to be ineffective against bones. One of the skeletons does go down and Ether can be healed. Cantor is also holding off for a surprisingly long time. It's time to pull her back though. Should Cantor fall, we will accrue some pretty hefty penalties on Rautai. Spear in hand, I will try to do it the old-fashioned way. Rautai has little defenses, but with a spear in hand he still has a lot of strength and can do decent damage.
I'm here.
Well, I almost died against one Reverend. I overestimated Raughtai's melee capabilities. I built him to be able to stand up hand to hand somewhat, but it looks like he should stick to ranged combat. What a clogged note. Still no sign of Benveth. How much longer are we gonna wait? The vet's already ruined half of our take. And get your stinking construct under control. I swear it's giving me the eye. I believe Benveth is the guy who attacked us. A locked chest. Unfortunately, we picked Eder as a fighter, so he has no necessary skills. It doesn't look like boosting them will help either. Oils just won't cut it this time.
I shall. I'll handle this.
I'm being extremely careful here, paranoid perhaps.
I'll take care of this.
Don't see why not.
No.
Looks like we've run into more skeletons. We can definitely start this off from a distance. We're struggling with penetration reducing our damage, but it still adds up. There's really not any other weapon I'd rather use. We can't do much in melee, unfortunately. We'll have to suck up the penalties. Time to use marked prey.
Attack.
The faster we kill the skeleton, the sooner we will reduce enemies' damage potential. It's a bit of a struggle, but we finally get the flank. There are a lot of enemies around Eder now and we've stopped hitting.
Charge.
Some nasty hits from the skeletons, but we have dispatched one. Eder is hurt enough to have fighting spirit activated now. It gives humans accuracy and damage whenever they are below their 50% hit points. Let's heal Eder and activate marked prey again. The arquebus is mainly grazing, which deals half the damage, unfortunately. Still, we need to down another skeleton more, so just one. Then we'll be able to deal with them. Cantor ended up surrounded somehow, we need to pull her back. That is very unfortunate. Cantor's death introduces penalties, so let's offset them with fighting spirit. This makes things harder, but we should be able to win. I would like to start flanking the Reverend between us, but Eder might have to move and can get attacks of opportunity on him. There's something to be said about using knockdown, but I think we just need more damage right now.
Charge!
We'll use another disciplined barrage. Ada just landed another nice hit from that saber. And there it goes. That's 3 enemies left, let's try and clean them up now.
Attack!
Some pretty nasty hits on us. And an abysmal roll on the shot. Let's use what we can. In this case, it's disciplined barrage. Ouch, that Reverend is doing way more damage than he should. We'll have to heal. We could try knocking him down to get away. It's unclear that we'd be able to, or that we wouldn't provoke attacks of opportunity though. That was a nasty crit. Right after we healed ourselves. Unlucky of us too. The unfortunate thing is that we have all of our healing potions on Ether and none of them on Rautai. We'll go into hand-to-hand against the Revenant. Just focus on him to take him out as soon as possible. Rautai is dealing damage now, but Ether is struggling. The Revenant is still healthy despite the damage. We're down, damn. Let's try to heal.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Edda is really struggling to hit when he's on the defensive. Winning is not likely now, but we can get lucky. The shield is blocking a lot of the damage, but we can't really hit. And when we do hit, it's not quite enough. Last ditch effort.
What do you need?
Parathis!
Ouch. I really did not expect to lose here. Looks like our story ends. Cantor went down and just like that, it was over. In my trial runs, if I won the first fight, I would win the second one. Still, not all heroics come to an end. Sometimes a story ends abruptly, and there's beauty in that. And, for better or worse, this was our story to tell. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you want me to continue the Let's Play, or if you like the Deadly Run series. Depending on the response, we might continue with the character on a little bit easier difficulty. See ya.